Hey, graduates. I realize that being regular and making these videos is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. I think it's been 3 weeks since I did the last one, so if I keep this up, I won't have to make too many more, but that's not the point. The point is I should be a little more regular in doing this. So, not just to the grad class of 2021, but to whoever may be listening. I want to talk a little bit today about finding the right job or finding the right career for a couple of reasons. First of all, there is so much emphasis when you're going to school, there's so much emphasis on go to college, get a degree, and then you'll get a good job. And I have to admit that, not just for me to admit, but I really don't think that that is the key to being successful. If you go to college and you get a degree, there's nothing wrong with that. I went to university. I have a teaching degree. If I didn't, I wouldn't be working in the position that I'm in. But the first thing that I want to say to you is when you choose a career or a job, don't just look at what kind of what do I need to go to college or do I not, and will a college degree get me a better job than a non-college degree? First of all, one of the things I think that society is missing in general is that people that work blue-collar jobs, so construction jobs, blue-collar versus white-collar being like an office job where you rarely get your hands dirty or you rarely go outside. Blue-collar jobs these days are making just as much and often are making more money than white-collar jobs. That doesn't mean, though, that you should all do blue-collar jobs. There is a need for anything and everybody in this world. There are some jobs who may have a little more job security than others, but just in terms of getting a college degree, just because you have one of those, that doesn't mean that you are guaranteed a job. And secondly, just because you have a college degree doesn't mean that you will be good at a job. Secondly, one of the things that you should do, maybe not necessarily you need to do, some people get a job simply because they need money, and that's okay and that's fine. We all need to make a living, and if you need a job to pay the bills, then go get a job. It doesn't matter what it is. But most of us living in North America are privileged enough that we get to make some choices as to what we want to do. So when you choose what you want to do, it's really hard for me to tell you what you should choose without getting a little bit preachy in a sense. And the reason why I say that is because I believe that God has created every single individual with a very specific, not necessarily a specific purpose, but specific giftings and talents and abilities. And it's important to look at what those are. What are your giftings, your talents and abilities, and how could you best use them? Now, there too, sometimes we get told that do what you really love to do. And that's great. And if you have a hobby that can make you money, that is super. I mean, if work doesn't feel like work and you get paid for it, that's pretty cool. That's pretty close to what I'm doing in my work. I love to be with people. I love to work with people and with students and with kids and all of those kinds of things. So most days I'm pretty excited about what I do. I maybe don't show it necessarily. This is my excited face. So, but I generally enjoy what I do. But part of that is it's also, sometimes we call it kind of like a calling. You know, this is something that God wants me to do, or He made me to do, and to some degree we can go with that. But look at what are some of your natural talents and abilities. Going back to do what you're passionate about. Passions won't always make lots of money. You have to be realistic about it. One example that I've heard of is an artist, somebody who loves to paint. You know, you may love to paint pictures, whatever you like to paint, unless you like to paint walls of houses, different story, but like artistic paintings, drawings of that kind of thing. It's very, very difficult to make any money as an artist or a painter. And so even though you may be very passionate about, that may not be a great career choice. However, if you can combine the two, that is great. But look at some of those giftings and abilities, and I'll talk more about that in my next video. So the two things for this video: don't just rely on that college degree. If you need a piece of paper to get a certain job, like for me with teaching, I needed to get that degree to get a teaching job, and I don't regret it. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. It's been, I've done this for a little more than 10 years now, and it's been a lot of fun. But that piece of paper doesn't guarantee me a job, and that piece of paper didn't make me good at what I do. It has helped in some ways, but that's not the entirety of it. Short version. So number one, don't rely on that college degree. If you need the diploma, whatever it is that you need to get a certain position, do it. But be sure of that before you go to college. College costs a lot of money. Secondly, be passionate about what you do and your calling, your giftings and abilities. Try to take a look at that, and I'll do another video and I'll talk very specifically about talents, giftings, natural abilities, and that kind of thing. So until next time, send me a snap. I'm going to challenge myself this time, see if I can somehow put a snap button either maybe in this corner or this corner. We'll see where it goes. And send me a snap, comment on the video, and if I get only one comment, I'll do another one.